Assalamu'alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Baskoro Nurdin Pradika. I am from the TE2C class, majoring in electronical engineering from Cilacap State Polytechnic. On this occasion, I will talk about the cause of the low culture of literacy in Indonesia. The low literacy in Indonesia is caused by people who are less aware of its benefits. More than that, some people still don't even understand the meaning of literacy. Literacy is the ability of read and write. Reading and writing is not yet a culture in Indonesia. In fact, the development of science and culture must start from the both. Several survey institutions state the fact about the low culture of literacy in Indonesia. The Program for International Student Assessment, or PISA, states in 2012, literacy culture in Indonesia ranked by 64 out of 65 countries in the world. In the same study, it was shown that Indonesia ranked 57 out of 65 countries in the reading interest category. Data from UNESCO state that Indonesia's reading position is 0.001%, meaning that of 1,000 people, there is only one person who has an interest in reading. The survey results are quite alarming. Indonesians are more accustomed to hearing and speaking than to literate. Just look, how much time does the average person spend watching television per day? And how much time is used for chatting? Compare with the little time set aside to read and writing. There are several factors that cause the low literacy culture in Indonesia, including number 1, reading habits have not started at home. Reading activities are still not familiar in the family environment. Parents only teach reading and writing on the can level, but not yet at the use level. In fact, literacy culture must be familiar with since childhood. For example, make it a habit to read fairy tales or bedtime legends for children, to teach to read a diary. Number 2, development of increasingly sophisticated technology. The increasingly sophisticated technology has also left the literacy culture in Indonesia. People prefer to play with a gadget rather than reading. Reading feels boring compared to playing gadget. Increasingly sophisticated technology is also balanced with more and more social media. Social media like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and others allow you to read hoax news. Actually, the hoax news can be fogged with literacy culture. Increasingly sophisticated technology should be able to be used to add insight and literacy material. Number 3, lack of reading facilities. Poor reading means it also makes reading habits difficult. such facilities such as libraries. It's not that there isn't a library. In fact, the number of libraries in Indonesia is the second largest in the world, but the number of libraries and books published each year in Indonesia is considered not ideal until now. This at least has an effect on the low level of literacy culture in Indonesia society. The head of the National Library of the Republic of Indonesia, or PNRI, Muhammad Syarif Bando, said the number of libraries in Indonesia was not ideal compared to the number of school and district or city. Based on the result of the PNRE census, the number of libraries nationwide is 164,610. Library inventory systems that required a long time are often the cause of the new book that cannot be borrowed immediately. In addition, the book procurement system is not handled by people who are less competent, making library collection less than optimal in some places. The availability of minimal quality books is also one of the reasons people are lazy to read. Number 4. Lack of motivation to read. Lack of interest in reading is the cause of the low literacy culture in Indonesia. Sometimes, some people feel they don't understand the benefit of reading, so they are not too interested to doing it. Reading takes special time indeed, but reading has many benefits, such as reading can increase our knowledge, increase our vocabulary, more easily understand things, and make us critical people in making decisions. And the last number 5, lazy attitude to develop ideas. Literacy is not just reading, but continue with writing. How can you skillfully write if you rarely read? Writing requires vocabulary to be obtained from reading. Well, those are some of the reasons why literacy culture in Indonesia is low. Reading will open new insight, sometimes that you haven't met in the environment, hasn't been taught by parents, and hasn't been explained by the teacher can be obtained by reading. Let's read because books are the window of the world. Let's write because writing is the binder of science. Hopefully, in the future literacy culture in Indonesia can develop. Maybe that's all I can say. I'm sorry if there are mistakes. Creating literasi. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.